Hi everybody! Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today we will delve into a jaw-dropping conspiracy that could shake the very foundation of the bold and the beautiful. Buckle up, soap fans, because the drama surrounding Liam Spencer's supposed terminal illness is taking a sinister turn. What if everything we've been led to believe about his inoperable brain tumor is nothing more than an elaborate hoax? Suspicion is mounting, and all eyes are on Dr. Grace Buckingham, whose shady behavior and mysterious communications have sparked wild theories among viewers. In this extended exploration, we'll unpack the mounting evidence, dive into the Buckingham family's notorious history, and imagine the devastating fallout if this medical deception is proven true. Let's dissect this potential scam from every angle and see where the clues lead us. The suspicious behavior of Dr. Grace Buckingham. Let's start with the glaring red flag that has fans buzzing. Dr. Grace Buckingham's incessant phone activity. It's impossible to ignore how often her phone pings with texts or calls, each one making her visibly rattled. Whether she's in the middle of a consultation or casually chatting at the hospital, her eyes dart nervously to her device, and her excuses for stepping away feel flimsier by the episode. One viewer on a popular soap forum noted that her behavior reminds them of a double agent in a spy thriller always on edge, as if she's hiding a massive secret. Could it be that these mysterious contacts aren't just personal distractions, but part of a larger, more nefarious plot? Perhaps she's coordinating with some or something far outside the ethical boundaries of her profession. Her jittery demeanor contrasts sharply with the composed, confident doctor we first met, making us wonder waiter has her so spooked. And then there's her unsettling fixation on Liam's treatment plan. Grace isn't just recommending aggressive therapy. She's practically strong-arming everyone around her to push Liam into immediate action. She's been seen cornering Finn Finnegan, Liam's trusted friend and doctor, with an almost desperate urgency to save Liam by starting experimental protocols. But her persistence feels less like genuine concern and more like a high-pressure sales pitch. Why the rush? Could it be that Grace is under a tight deadline to secure Liam's consent before her scheme unravels? Some fans speculate that she's racing against time to cash in on a deal or meet a quota set by an unseen mastermind. The tension in her voice and the way she brushes off alternative opinions only deepen the suspicion that something is terribly off. A family legacy of deception. To understand Grace's potential for deceit, we must look at her roots and, oh, what a tangled web the Buckingham family weaves. Grace was once married to Rhys Buckingham, a man whose name is synonymous with scandal in the B&B universe. Rhys's most infamous act was kidnapping Hope Logan's newborn daughter, Beth, and selling her to Steffi Forrester under the guise of adoption, a crime so heinous it still sends shivers down fans' spines years later. But Rhys isn't the only Buckingham with a checkered past. Their daughters, Zoe and Paris, have dabbled in their own morally gray antics. Zoe once schemed to undermine Hope's marriage, while Paris displayed an almost obsessive interest in Finn, Steffi's husband, crossing boundaries that made everyone uncomfortable. As one witty commenter on a fan page quipped, with a family tree like that, the Buckinghams might as well open a scam academy. This history raises a chilling question. Is deception simply in Grace's DNA? While she initially presented herself as a principled physician, her family's track record suggests a predisposition for shady dealings. Perhaps Grace has been flying under the radar all this time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to pull off a con of her own. Fans are theorizing that her medical credentials might even be a front for something far more lucrative and sinister. Could she have learned the art of manipulation from Rhys himself, honing it into a more sophisticated and dangerous? The Buckingham name seems to carry a curse of corruption, and Grace might just be the latest to embrace it. The pharmaceutical conspiracy theory. Now, let's dive into the heart of the fan theory that has the B&B community in a frenzy. Could Liam's terminal diagnosis be a complete fabrication, orchestrated by Grace in collusion with a powerful pharmaceutical giant? The idea might sound far-fetched at first, but the pieces are starting to fit together like a twisted puzzle. Consider how Grace has been relentless in pushing Liam toward a specific treatment regimen that, coincidentally, involves exorbitantly priced drugs and procedures. Viewers have noticed the camera lingering on pill bottles bearing her name in Liam's possession, as if daring us to question their purpose. Is it possible that these aren't life-saving medications but something designed to mimic or worsen his symptoms, keeping him tethered to a false narrative of illness? The potential motive is as old as time: greed. Fans speculate that Grace could be receiving hefty kickbacks from a drug company in exchange for funneling patients like Liam into their overpriced programs. Alternatively, some believe she might be testing an unapproved drug under the guise of treatment, using Liam as an unwitting guinea pig while raking in payments for her research. A darker twist posits that she's deliberately misdiagnosing patients to inflate her reputation. As a miracle worker after all, curing a fake illness looks impressive on paper. Imagine the headlines if she saves Liam from a death sentence that never existed. The financial and professional incentives for such a scam are staggering. And Grace's increasingly erratic behavior only fuels the speculation that she's in overhead with some very powerful players. Emotional manipulation and devastating consequences. What makes this potential fraud so gut-wrenching is the emotional toll it's taking on Liam and his loved ones. Believing he's on borrowed time, Liam has poured his heart into creating lasting memories with his daughters, Kelly and Beth. Every tender moment of every bedtime story, every walk in the park is colored by the heartbreaking belief that these could be his last. Hope and Steffi, despite their complicated history, have rallied around him, their grief palpable as they prepare to say goodbye to a man they both love in different ways. Even Finn, who's been a pillar of support, is wrestling with guilt over not finding a cure sooner. The raw emotion on display is what makes B&B so compelling. But if this is all based on a lie, it transforms Grace's actions from unethical to downright cruel. If the scam is exposed, the fallout will be catastrophic. Picture Liam's reaction when he learns his tearful farewells were unnecessary, that he's been a pawn in a profit-driven game. The betrayal could shatter his trust in everyone around him, leaving lasting scars on his psyche. Hope and Steffi might turn their anguish into fury, unleashing a storm of legal and personal repercussions on Grace. And poor Finn, how will he reconcile his faith in medicine when a colleague he respected stooped to such depths? The ripple effects could strain his marriage to Steffi, especially if she begins to scrutinize every medical opinion he offers. Beyond personal relationships, this scandal could tarnish the reputation of the entire hospital, sparking a public outcry over patient safety and ethics in healthcare. Will the truth come out in time? The burning question remains, will Grace's alleged scheme be uncovered before Liam undergoes potentially harmful treatments? There's a sliver of hope in the form of an unrelated shooting incident teased in recent episodes. Fans are speculating that if Liam ends up in the hospital for reasons unrelated to his illness, a different team of doctors might examine him and uncover discrepancies in Grace's diagnosis. Imagine the drama as test results reveal no trace of a tumor, prompting a full investigation into Grace's practices. Alternatively, Finn's growing unease with Grace's behavior could lead him to dig deeper, perhaps even enlisting the help of tech-savvy friends to trace her mysterious calls and texts. The tension is palpable as we wait to see if the truth emerges through medical scrutiny or a dramatic confrontation. Grace's fate hangs in the balance as well. Unlike Reese, who fled the country after his baby-selling scandal, Grace might not have an escape route. The Forresters and Spencers are a formidable force, with resources and determination to ensure justice is served. If her scam is confirmed, she could face not only criminal charges, but also the unrelenting wrath of two of Los Angeles' most powerful families. Picture a courtroom showdown where Liam, Hope, and Steffi confront Grace with irrefutable evidence, hospital records, intercepted messages, maybe even testimony from a whistleblower within the pharmaceutical company. The scene would be a masterclass in soap opera vengeance, with Grace's carefully constructed facade crumbling under the weight of her lies. Final thoughts: a scandal for the ages. As we await the next twist in this gripping storyline, one thing is clear: if Grace Buckingham is indeed behind a pharmaceutical scam, It will go down as one of the most diabolical plots in the Anne B history. From her suspicious phone activity to her family's legacy of deceit, every clue points to a conspiracy that could redefine the boundaries of medical drama. The emotional stakes are sky high, with Liam's life and the trust of everyone around him hanging in the balance. Whether the truth emerges through a fluke accident or a determined investigation, the revelation of such a betrayal would send shockwaves through the show's universe. So, dear fans, what do you think? Is Grace a villain in a white coat, or are we misreading the signs? Drop your theories in the comments and stay tuned to be and be spoilers for the latest updates on this explosive saga.